Alright guys, TechRabbit here again today. Lots of news to discuss once again. I'm going to try and barrel through all of it as pretty quick as possible because I know the last couple of days I've been a little bit behind schedule in terms of the news. That's just, you know, the time zone I'm in and how things work out is just unfortunate. But today I'm going to try and go through everything that's happened over the last day or so. There's a lot of stuff. I may expand on some of the things in more detail tomorrow because there's some very interesting stories here and some very interesting rumours and potential and stuff that you guys can have a field day with in the comment section below. Some really interesting stuff. Starting off with yesterday, Minnesota Call of Duty did an announcement. It really wasn't much of an announcement. There wasn't much said. This is a write-up that Kroenke CDL Intel did. I'll leave his link to his Twitter down below in the description box. Of course, as always, what am I on about? So yeah, like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. And let's hop right in with this. So mini negotiations done so far with pro players. This is the Minnesota Call of Duty spot, to be clear. Maybe a content creator type team thing, given they've got Midnight now on the team, former OpTic Midnight. They're close to finalizing the mascot and the logo. I was hoping this would be what the announcement was, that we'd actually have like a name or something. Apparently there's going to be ties to the Vikings, some sort of, I don't know, I don't know what Boris is. I think it means like Nordic mythology. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Moving onwards, Adam Apicella, of course, after yesterday's video where we talked about him leaving MLG and Activision Blizzard, he's actually genuinely interested in being involved in being a Reddit moderator and help to grow the Reddit community. As he says here, P.S. I'm serious, let's talk next week. I want to help build the community and drive viewership. As I said in the pinned comment yesterday, whatever Adam Apicella touches in esports will most likely come to gold, or turn to gold is the phrase. Would be very cool if he gets involved with the Reddit and tries to build the community, because if we get more casuals, maybe casual Twitter followers involved in the Reddit, involved with the community, involved with following the game competitively, then we can actually start to grow this damn franchise. Bose says the following a couple of days ago: as of today, I'm no longer a part of OpTic Gaming. Just want to talk. I don't want to talk. I just want to play. This is his business email. Follows up with the following: I only have 2 regrets in this situation. Stopped playing. Definitely could have grinded more so Hex could have another big dog on the squad. And let's go on to Censor, because these two guys, Bose and Censor, they went a bit back and forth on Twitter. Not like having a go at each other, as in that they were kind of backing each other up. Censor says, I'm winning the CWL Championship next year, or the CDL Championship, if there will be one. Of course, we've talked about, is there going to be a champs? There probably isn't going to be a champs in the sense that pros and AMs playing together, but there might be like a world championship where all the pro teams play together, kind of like a playoffs, but maybe just with all of them rather than just the best ones from the season, whatever the case may be. That's what Censor says, and you know, he goes on and on about this on Twitter. It's kind of mental, to be honest. The stuff that Censor's saying here, I don't know how many times it needs to be said, but playing comp COD on one COD then going to a new one doesn't have any correlation apparently. Every year players need to learn a new game, plus I played more Blackout than pro players practiced. And Bo says the following, I think maybe the next tweet here, or I think this one: fools are acting like people are that good, dog. There's like 3 players who I'm like, alright, he's nice. So Bo's effectively saying, alright, yeah, boys, coming back's gonna be easy. He said the same thing in World War II, didn't work out for him. Obviously he fancies it this year. Like, to Censor's credit, for all the stuff he says on his Twitter here, which is kind of mental: I never left, I was forced out, I've always been here. Next year I plan to have a COD franchise believe in me, win champs, then write a book documenting the process. I've been to 4 major COD Grand Finals, won all 4 of them. So angry with how much slander my name gets as a pro. If there was a poll, my name would be at the top. So much misinformation has damaged my reputation as a player throughout my career, and I don't like it. He goes on and on like this, but to Censor's credit, even though he may not be the player he once was in terms of skill, and maybe he's never been like as good as some of the players could have been or have been, at least he has the work ethic. Like, if Censor wants something, he will put his head down and he will grind as hard as possible for it. He will finesse his way onto a league team if he wants to get on a league team, no doubt about that. Obviously, he said he was going to win world champs in World War II. Didn't work out then either. But look, the difference between Censor and Bose is that, well, Bose may, you know, they may be similar in terms of their skill, but Bose is not going to have the work ethic to put his head down and grind all this time. So I thought that was a funny exchange. You know, if Censor or Bose does go on to win a championship or the world championship next year, if there is one, then you can come back to this video and laugh at me, but I doubt it's going to happen. So yeah, moving onwards then. This is a thing from from Salvation's Elite. Hitch did a little like podcast style thing called Around the Bar about him leaving OpTic Gaming, and this was a clip from it talking about whether the OpTic roster will stay together. Of course, we've had rumours over the last few weeks. Scump might be going to Envy, Karma might be going to a coaching role, and not too much stuff from the other guys. They haven't been announcing free agency or whatever, as the other, many other players have. So, of course, that's an interesting scenario. I'll play the clip for you guys.
Oh, I was going to list all of them. Even if the Call of Duty team right now doesn't end up staying together, which I think they are from what I hear. I think they are. If the guys in the house that I live in right now don't live in the same house in 6 months, it's still, it's still going to be a part of those people, in my opinion. And we're all going to still support each other.
So yeah, as you can hear, he implies from what he's heard that the team is going to be staying together. Very interesting, because the things that have come out over the last couple of weeks, of course, they're not going to be staying under the LA OpTic branding. Just to make that clear, this is what Crimsix posted yesterday. Such a sad day to the end of an era. Blessed to be a part of something so special. The Green Wall has changed my life for the better in so many different ways. The support throughout the years is something I'll never forget. You guys are awesome, and I'm sure any player would love to play under a team with that amount of love and support. Hopefully, wherever we end up, we'll see you guys supporting all the same, and we'll see you guys in 2020. So what's clear about that is, firstly, is that wherever we end up, kind of seems to imply that they're going to be moving teams at the very least and won't be staying on the LA OpTic, whatever. They want to be involved with some other organization. But then again, even reading it like that is not necessarily true, because wherever we end up, it could still be in the same place. And also, wherever we end up doesn't necessarily mean that the team is sticking, but some people have read into this to say that wherever we end up, like we as a collective, us as the team, Dashy, TJ, Scump, Karma, Crimsix, wherever we end up as a squad, they could be going to another team sticking together. That's what some people have read into it. I don't think it's quite that easy, but in combination with what Hitch is saying, then maybe that is likely. The Scump to Envy thing made a lot of sense, to be honest. Scump to Dallas when he lives in Vegas already, but of course, and similar with a few of the other OpTic related guys, I think. But of course, maybe they want to follow Hector. He is definitely, later in that Around the Bar video with Hitch, he talks about how Hector's a plan. He's constantly on the phone talking to investors, trying to get something sorted. So maybe that's what a lot of the OpTic guys are waiting for. Whether they will stick together, who knows? It would kind of make sense. But at the same time, I feel like, top 3 at Champs, they've had a difficult season. I thought that this team would split up, to be honest. I think it might be time for them to go their separate ways, but then again, back to boots on the ground game. Who knows? Karma having said that he's heavily considering coaching, whether he's actually going to go down that route or not, we don't even know right now. But yeah, of course, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts down below. Will they stick together? I'm not sure. I still think it's like a 50-50 right now. I think pretty much all the other teams are changing, so it would kind of surprise me if OpTic were to be the ones to stick, especially because they stuck the entire season, and now even to stick into the next season, it is pretty incredible. But yeah, be interested to hear your thoughts on that. Moving onwards then, we have this. Immortals have agreed to terms to sell the Houston Outlaws to Houston real estate investor Lee Zybin for a total deal value of $40 million, which we talked about the other day, this Lee Zybin guy. Following up from this, very interesting. Recently, tweets of Zybin attempting to publicly contact the likes of Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, which I told you guys about, which I showed you guys about the other day. Per my sources, Zybin is still looking to raise capital to complete the acquisition of Outlaws and buy into the Call of Duty League. So this is what we talked about the other day. We have this though. A tweet, replying to this. So these are the tweets the other day at Jeff Bezos, at Elon Musk, from Lee Zybin. And this is what follows up from this. Zybin is acquiring the Houston Outlaws franchise of the Overwatch League, a major esports league from California-based gaming giant Blizzard Incorporated. This is the interesting part. Zybin is also acquiring Los Angeles-based E-United Esports Incorporated, which competes professionally under the brand E-United. And, they just won the World Championship. This would be very interesting stuff, because we know that Splyce have gone into like a partnership with a venture capitalist, with investors, to have that Toronto spot. Splyce don't own it themselves, but they're in a partnership there. If E-United can do the same thing with Zybin, that would be very interesting. But a lot of people were, not a lot of people, but it was somewhat rumored that Zybin might be buying the Houston Outlaws, then going to get into the Houston spot, and then partner up with Hex. However, if he's partnering up with E-United, then where does that leave Hector in this situation, right? But that'd be really cool if we can see another, Call of Duty brand, I guess, stay in the scene for next season. However, Adam Fitch, UK esports reporter of the year, says the following: "I don't put a lot of stock into this happening, honestly. This would be a rather costly process, and much like with others, are being informed that securing funding hasn't been plain sailing." So yeah, that was responding to this United with the Houston spot, if the dots are indeed connecting. And, this is what was commented on the OpTic Reddit. So there was a current rumor that the person who purchased the Houston Outlaws has also purchased United. Not sure what that would mean for people hoping for a Sypien and Hex partnership. He plans to purchase, which is the correction. Cheney is working with him. He's not getting anything. All talk, I guess, referring to Sypien. So, who knows in this situation, but just thought I'd throw that out there for you guys. Moving onwards then, Arcitys tweets the following: "For the first time in my professional Call of Duty career, my contract has officially ended with the United, and I'm looking forward to the future. If any players or franchises want to contact me, DM or email." Very, very interesting stuff. Arcitys, as goes on to be suggested here by Clayster, he told us his contract with EU is up on the 31st. No point to re-sign when he can field offers. So the rest of the guys on a United, as Silly says in a reply here, everyone else decided to re-sign with the United, but he chose not to, which gives him the opportunity to reach out for other offers. Maybe he'll stay on United, maybe he'll stay on that team, but if he does get other offers from elsewhere, you might as well exploit it. So I wouldn't read too much into this, but of course, as Bryce says here, with the rumours of United being acquired and Arcitys announcing not free agency, but he's looking for other opportunities, very interesting situation that I'll probably talk about more in the coming video. Treyboy Carty, Trey Morris 0 says the following here: "I'm currently exploring new opportunities." Similar thing. None of the rest of the FaZe guys have said this, but he says he's exploring new opportunities, which is very, very interesting, to be honest, because he doesn't say it quite in the same way as Arcitys said it. Whether he will be staying on that team, who knows? But what you can say about FaZe is that they've brought a lot of guys back from out in the field. They've got Priester now back from 100 Thieves technically on the squad. You've got Attach back. You've got, Phantoms, Gravity. All of these guys are technically contracted under FaZe. Maybe they've been having discussions behind the scenes and have been like, okay, if we do manage to get a franchise spot, maybe we don't want Zero services anymore. Maybe we'd prefer to get Attach in the team, Priester in the team, whatever, which kind of would make sense. So maybe that's the situation which has happened with Zero, and he's been like, okay, well, it's time to at least try and reach out for new opportunities. Key to note though, Intel Call of Duty tweets this out, and Scraps was playing the Blackout tournament last night. He says that FaZe not getting a spot is not true whatsoever. Difficult to say exactly what's going on right now. I haven't had any updates on the FaZe situation, whether they are going to get a spot, but Scrap says pretty, succinctly here that the rumour that they're not getting a spot is not true. So it's still up in the air. Hopefully we'll get something over the coming days, because I'm pretty sure in the next couple of days or even today, teams that are currently in the league can actually start signing players and getting them on the books for the upcoming season. So there isn't an awful lot of, hopefully there's not an awful lot of time left before we get to find out about this stuff. Of course, all the behind the scenes stuff is crazy complicated. Whether FaZe will be able to get in or not, who knows? There's been rumours that Genji and Luminosity have been denied spots, but apparently that's not true. But of course, all things are rumours. Rumours are interesting, and you'll have a field day with it. So yeah, that's what I wanted to discuss today. I've just rammed through about 15 different topics, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like if you did, subscribe if you are new as always, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and leave your thoughts down below. I'll see you next time.